Hey guys, Jahertik, the white tiger is back. Actually, I don't come back very often, do I? Sorry, I've been neglecting this channel. Anyhow, I just wanted to share that I picked up a 2017 Hawk 250, and the TM31 is still alive and kicking, and is still a great bike to ride. Other than the front suspension, it's just never been good. And now the seals, I think, are blown. They're leaking oil. And I don't care. I just ride it anyways. That's just me. I don't know. The suspension has always been junk on it. Never had anything good to say about it. So I don't know if I can improve it, fix the seals and put some thicker oil or stretch the springs, or what can I do with it? I don't know. I just ride it. And I try to freaking not hit the front so hard. So that slows me down when I got to worry about that. But this is about the Hawk 250 today. As you can see, it's night and day, two different size bikes. Because when I bought this one, the TM31, it was because it had the smaller wheels on it, but still a full-size bike, because I'm a little bit shorter. I'm only 5'9". And I hadn't ridden for a lot of years, and I figured I'd get something light and lower to the ground, and it's been great. Very reliable, just keeps going. Still on the same chain even. Fires right up. I put the aftermarket carburetor in it, and yeah, it's been good. So this one I just picked up 2 days ago. It has been sitting for who knows how long. And the sun has beat the kriznap out of it. Okay, so I'm going to go over real quick some of the things that I just learned about this bike. And hopefully it helps you if you end up watching my channel and don't know nothing about the Hawk. I'll touch on a couple of things, at least, that I've learned. And what I've done to get him running is drain the tank. Luckily it had a whole bunch of fuel in it, so it didn't dry up and turn to goo in there. So I just drained all that out, put a new fuel line and filter in it, because it didn't even have a filter in it. I don't know who runs their dirt bikes or any motorcycle at all without a filter is asking for problems with their carburetors getting gummed up or getting something in the jet or something, Cleaned the carburetor. It was very, very gummed up. It had all kinds of goo in it. Upgraded the main jet to a 105 from a 98. The pilot jet is a 40, and it's fine. It was a weird style, and I don't have any weird style jets, pilot jets, so I just left it. And it works great. All the lights work. The horn doesn't work, but, everything else. Front brake works. Rear brake, I thought was working when I first got it, but now it's not working. Not a big deal. I'll figure that out. It's probably just air in the line or something to that effect. Like I said, it is very, very sun beat, but for $600 for basically a brand new bike, I mean, it's still even got the nipples on the tires. And what nipples are gone is because I just rode it maybe 10 miles, if that. So it had 181 miles on the odometer, on the Chinese odometer, and it has 193 now. I don't want to go too far yet before I change this throttle tube here, because the plastic on the inside is about gone. That's not good. It was all sun beat. So what's left is just a little piece of plastic underneath here, and that's what turns the throttle right now. And I'm not brave enough to go 30 miles away with that. There was water in the crankcase. Let me tell you why. If you don't know anything about the Hawk, now you do. This airbox is a problem. Somehow water gets in there. It comes out of this tube, goes into this tube. that goes to the top of the motor and puts water in there. So you can see there's condensation still built up, and eventually that will be gone. Let's see, get that. I changed the oil, and there we go. And you can see it kind of, it's drying out. So eventually all that water, leftover water, will be gone. And luckily I noticed it. I don't even think I did a whole half mile, and before I noticed that it was watery. Another complaint I have about this is this kickstart sticks way too far, and it's pushing on my leg. So I think this needs to be tucked in here. So I'm probably going to have to remove this and heat it up and bend it over. Oh, wow. Why is that bent? That looks like a problem waiting to happen there. Jeez. I'll have to fix that. What else? It's just all around a bigger, heavier bike. It is, you cannot compare these to a dirt bike. I've been watching YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video on this, and people keep comparing them to a Honda dirt bike. It's an enduro. It's a dual sport. It is not a dirt bike. That is a dirt bike. It's lighter weight, it's way more agile, and it has a lot less going on it. This one, much heavier. Probably about 80 to 100 pounds heavier. It sits different. It looks similar to a dirt bike, but it sits definitely different. You can tell when you ride it. It's more of a cruiser. Dirt cruiser, let's call it that. Not a dirt bike. It does do some wheelies, a little bit. Not like this one. I can just freaking rip some wheelies out of that one. But, you know, we're comparing apples and oranges now. We're comparing totally different gear ratios and different setups. And I would imagine if I lowered the gear ratio on this, or raised it or lowered? Raised it. If I raised the gear ratio, this thing would pull wheelies in first and second gear easy. But it's not set up for that. This thing is set up for a mix of terrain, including the road. So you get longer gears. And anyhow, like I said, it's heavier. It sits different. It rides different. And all around, I still like it. It's just, I like it. It's taller. It's comfortable. Not quite as agile as my dirt bike, but it's, you know, you get up and throw it around, it'll do it. Not as lightweight. You can see the covers didn't come with it. I suppose I could order some if I wanted to. I'm not really that picky about stuff myself. I'm just happy I got this bike and I get to explore with it. It's a new thing to experience. And I like that I can hit much higher cruising speed than that one over there. That one there is so low geared that I climb a lot of steep stuff in like third gear. And I never did change the gear ratio on that like I wanted to, but maybe someday. So yeah, I think I might break out the GoPro after I fix that throttle tube there and actually go on a good journey with it. We'll see what this thing can do. I might take it up Boreana Mine and take it out into the, into the desert, get my GoPro on, and desert mountain, should I say. Pretty cool. I like it. Very similar height. Even though the tires are bigger, the clearance is bigger down here than on this one, it seems like the seat goes down low enough that it's really not too tall. It's not much taller than this one. Maybe an inch, I think, standing on it, which puts me a little more on my balls of my feet instead of my flat foot. Anyhow, that's where I'm at, and hopefully you enjoyed this little bit of information, and stay tuned for some adventure riding on this. I just been dying to get an enduro. I couldn't turn this deal down, so here we go, guys. Here we go.